clients who are saying, well, it's not my preference. I don't prefer to do that. I don't want to say hello. I don't want to be talking to people. Saying, when you're a leader, you don't get the option, the opportunity to operate out of your preferences. When you're a leader, your preferences have to be secondary to mission, vision, strategy. So yeah, you might be, that's not the person I was talking about, I love you, but for leaders in organizations, they don't have the privilege. It's a privilege to operate out of your preferences. You have to operate out of the needs of the organization at that given time. It may mean you have to be on a horse riding in front, or it may mean you need to go to a cave somewhere in India and think. I don't know what it is. It depends on the mission, vision, strategy of the organization. But it's not about you. It's about the we, it's about the organization. And so if you don't want that, give that money back. Because that's what they're paying you to do. They're paying you to give leadership to the organization. They're paying you that much money because you have a job to do your damn job. Interactions. I often in my imaginary life think about a ship coming from another planet. And as that ship looks at us and say, I wonder, how do human beings do on this planet Earth? And how are they doing interacting and being with one another? Depends on what kind of grade scale they use, how hard they are in the grades. Some people don't ever give high grades. But my hunch is the best we're going to get, if they're really an easy grade, it's like a C minus. My hunch is we probably deserve a D, and for some of us, we probably would say an F. But when I think about our interactions, not just your personal interactions, although they're in this group too, but the interactions we have on Earth as human beings with one another. I say it in a harsh way, but it's probably closer to the truth than not. We're probably about 2 steps beyond cave people in our interaction. I don't like you, you're different than me, I'll club you, I'll kill you, I'll cage you, I'll separate my country from you, you are different, you're not me, I'm me, you're not family, you're not friend, you're not we, you're the enemy. And if you look at the dominant way that we're acting around this globe, some in such brutal ways, trafficking and rape and all the things that happen on the planet, and murder and wars, and maybe just the ways that we subtly just ignore people. But I don't think we get a high grade as a species. We're not doing great at interacting as a species. And so what Judith and I have been doing is really thinking about that a lot and looking at what's happening in our clients. And in our clients, in our organization, seeing what can we do to change that. And so that's some of what we're going to share with you. What some of the things that we think need to happen to change it. Because we believe we have to change the way we interact with one another. We got all the books on leadership we could ever use for the rest of our lives. So if you're still writing one, that's great. But, and we have all books about things and things and things, but there's probably some fundamental things. If it was fixable through reading the books we've had so far, we would have done it. There's probably some fundamental ways that we need to change in order to be more successful as a species. And that's some of what we want to talk about. Again, this is an experiment. We ask you to join us in an experiment, in a conversation, to talk about some things that we think have meaning, but we're still learning about and learning from. And so, the interactions that people are having in our organizations. And so our position is, I was at that college I was talking about, and they were having, it was so cool, they were having all the students sign pledge cards to register to vote and then vote, which is really cool. And everybody, they had goal about it. So a small college, they had like 500 people already signed a pledge card to register and vote. And I felt like, maybe we should get pledge cards around, I'm going to change my interactions for the better. And I want to work on that and be very deliberate about changing my interactions. So next time you see us, we're going to have pledge cards for you. As after the session, they won't come. We got to do better, folks. And the technology is growing. The technology is getting more and more brilliant. We're not. The technology is advancing. If we stay at this level, I club you, you club me, and we have this technology, it's frightening what we're going to do to each other. Frightening as a species. Frightening. We have to grow ourselves, just like the conference talks about. We have to change and enhance our interactions with other people. We got to do some things fundamentally different. And that's the path that we're on, and that's the path we're asking our clients to be on. I don't know if we can change the whole society, change the globe, change all that, but I know in our clients, we're beginning to change those interactions. So that's what we're on a journey on this. We ask you to join us about. So one of the things we're going to talk about is how do we enhance our interactions with other human beings so that we have a much better experience up that chain, that curve of learning, then I can't see how we can be very optimistic about where we're going to be. Okay, on that happy note, here's Judith.
So as we're thinking about step change, I was in a workshop, we were in a workshop last January, and we were sitting there, and one of the things that we do now as part of all of our workshops, or actually every meeting, is we take a moment of focus. And so we asked the community, there were about 48 people in the group, and we actually have chimes, and we spend about a minute or two, depending on, sometimes it's 5 if they really need it, to just get grounded, to just get into the room. So we asked them to think about how do they want to show up, what do they want to give, and what do they need from others in that room. And I was aware we were starting this 16-day education for change agents within one of our major clients. And this was the first of 4 days. There were going to be 4 4-day sessions. And I was viscerally aware of my fear of would these folks join us or judge us? How much would these change agents, who were our friends, I mean, these people we worked with now for 3 years, going to really be engaged with us in a way that they were open to learning? Or how much would they be sitting there assessing everything we did and kind of giving us a scorecard? And I don't know if you've had that experience before and weren't doing that, but it really, and I shared that, because what we do is we ask people to do some comments about kind of what's come up for you in that sharing. So just, 3 or 4 people. And it was so strong for me, so powerful. And it really led us to this whole conversation now that we've been having about judging and joining. And how much are we judging each other? Or how much are we really in a joining mode? How much is my initial assumptions that I'm going to join you? You're here, I'm here. Why would I want to judge you? Why would I want to assess you? Why would I want to put you on a scorecard? Why would I want to make everything be about an evaluation? And how much in our organizations is there waste? And people wasting time, effort, energy when a new member comes into the team, and all of a sudden now we're assessing and I'm not lending trust to you. But they've been vetted by the organization. Now, if your performance is problematic, yes, we have to assess that. But how do I engage you in a way that even that, I assess the performance, but how do I join you as you grow? How do I join you to say, here's some things you're doing well, here's some places you need to grow? So we've been really playing and having this conversation with our clients about joining and judging. And we're going to ask you and invite you now into an activity around this as well. So for us, the whole thing is about joining or judging is its choice. And as Fred said, if you believe that our stance of interactions is not what they need to be, the question is, which choice are you making in every interaction? What choice are you making as you see another person? We talk about diversity, our biases, all of the ways in which we see others as small. And if we're really going to transform organizations, we've really got to think about new ways. Beyond the boundaries of our division, our team, our function, our identity groups, even our organizations, our society. Where's the boundary? Do I see you as part of my team, or do I find you as part of the other team? How do we join to do our best work together? We've been very fortunate over this last 4 years to be working with a major pharmaceutical company that is in a manufacturing division, and they have plants, 75 plants around the globe. So a lot of what we're learning is also, it's like people say, oh, that works in the United States, but I don't know about the UK. We're different here. Oh, that'll work in New Jersey, but I don't think it's going to work in Florida. That'll work in the UK, but it definitely is not going to work in Singapore, which we've just been to and spent a lot of time. It works in Singapore, but it doesn't work in India. It works in India, but I don't know about China. And what we're finding is people want to be joined. No matter where we are, we want to be valued. We want to be connected. I want to be seen as big. Again, big may mean something different if I'm China versus the United States, but in my own culture and context, I want to be seen as big. So I'm going to ask